Now we are going across the Danube to sightsee the Petrovaradin fortress. This area was military zone in that time. It was the fence of the Petrovaradin fortress from the Pannonian plan, and they counted exactly the cannon in that time, how far they can shoot to protect the fortress. That's why this area was military zone, and we had the citizen zone, also the Orthodox, the Catholics, the Pans. But when I told you about the about the Serbian Orthodox Church in the city of Sremski Karlovci, was center for all Orthodox nations under the Austrians, and the Romanian church was with us, like Orthodox nation under the Austrians, and you been independent in the middle of 19th century. From here we already have very beautiful view on the Petrovaradin fortress, our beauty from the Danube, and immediately after the bridge we will be on the fortress. This is the downtown of the Petrovaradin fortress. It was a place for the officers and their families. On the left you will see the entrance to military hospital. This is the very unique hospital in all Europe. Since that time until today, it's still working as a military hospital without a day off. It was the center of the Serbian battalion here. This green house was the city hall, and the yellow one was the center of the Catholic Church for this region. And you can see then we have restoration. We didn't finish all, but it's looking very nice. Last time we make a restoration in 1981 in Novi Sad. We had the World Championship in the table tennis, and we make some restoration. We received the new theater and the new sport and business center, and now this is the second time because we are European capital of the culture. This area on the left and right was a prison, and it was written in that time. Then from here they can hear only the sound of the chain and the screaming. It was very badly part of the fortress. And we have obligation to park the bus on the parking place for the tourist buses, because for the buses it's forbidden to go on the top of the fortress because we have underground tunnels. Buses are very heavy, and from here by walk we are going on the top of the fortress. Only one part is a little bit difficult. After that it's very nice and slowly we will sightseeing all around the fortress. It's the second largest fortress in Europe. It's on 112 hectares, but don't worry, you will sightseeing only one small part of the fortress. Danube, and the bridge which is damaged during the Second World War. And this tunnel is going through the rock. They had to be very carefully because the fortress was already finished to do not destroy the fortress. And this is the road of the Orient Express. You heard about Orient Express?
Of course.
Yes, from Paris to Istanbul. And this building here on the left side was a railway station. And we have a plan to make some pedestrian bridge. We can go through the tunnel, but this is very small road with the wall of the fortress. We cannot damage the wall of the fortress to make the road modern roads. That's why the bridge is still like before is damaged, and we make some plans to make some pedestrian bridge. But because all our bridges was destroyed during the bombing of Serbia in 1999, we built all the other bridges, and this one is still waiting. It's going to be. Please. Like the cameras. The Belgrade Central of Serbia, they choose this place because this is only one rock all around the Danube, and the Petrovaradin in the translation means town on the rock. The fortress was built since 1692 until 1780. 88 years was necessary to build this monument fortress, and we are now in the part of the fortress which calling dry area because here never been water before. In the fortress we have 16 kilometers underground tunnels on the 3 floors in the ground. 16. When you can see the rifle hoses, this is the sign for you, then there is one tunnel inside. All around the fortress it's a 12,000 rifle hoses, and the ventilation is very good. During the whole year it's at 12 degrees inside. Even each rifle hoses has own ventilation because they use the gunpowder in that time, the black gunpowder, and it's very smoky. Not only smoky, it's a very poison for the soldiers, and when they shoot to gunpowder, the chimney go outside the fortress. But because it's a very high, 11 meters, the ventilation is going like this, not straight very far, it's going like this outside the fortress immediately. And on each rifle hoses was 2 soldiers, one to shoot and the other one to put the gunpowder again in the rifle, and because they need about a minute or 2 to put the gunpowder again in the rifle. And this is the dry area because down inside it's very small rooms, and they had possibilities in that time to put the gunpowder. And only one man through the small tunnel can light enough time to go back and then explode to destroy live enemy and don't destroy the wall of the fortress. It's like a minefield today, but at that time they do that with the gunpowder. Why? Because when you shoot with the rifle, with the gunpowder, it's very slowly. And Ottomans come with the 200,000 soldiers, and you shoot and you're waiting and you shoot, and that's why the minefield, so many of them to destroy in the same time. And you can see the fortress is built this corner here like a star, and on each corner was one soldier. It was listener. He was just sitting and listening if anybody is digging, because the Ottomans in that time, when they want to take some castle or fortress, they were digging down to put gunpowder to make the tunnel, and from the down they coming inside. Here it's not possible because it's deeply inside the ground, and they listening, but also they put we'll say glass of water, not glass, something with the water, because vibration, they can see that water is a little bit is going, and if they come in the one part of the fortress, they will make the minefield to destroy this part of the fortress, and they will stay only in these parts. They can go all around, and that's why it's perfectly built for the defense. And in front of you it's one gate. The gates were very important for the fortress. It's a top down. This is very important part. We can go down to the down city. This is the dry area with the defense lines, and on the top it's a top down. And you can imagine, you can see on the gate on the left and right side the mechanism how they pick up the bridge. And you can imagine, pick up the bridge, very down, it's a minefield, very difficult for the enemy to the next defense line. And on the left side of the gates on the wall you can see the first, second and the third floor, but all around they are deeply inside. They going like a stairs, defense line, and deeply inside the ground. And it's very interesting when you build something, you are going from the down higher and higher, and here is completely opposite. They build the top down, and when they come on the rock and they come to the land, they start to digging and make underground tunnels and defense line. On the top of these gates it's written 70-80 years, year when they finish the fortress. Okay, please let's go.
business. Ali to moramo da se vratimo sa
And I will give you now 15-20 minutes to make photos, filming, whatever you need, and then we get together here. Is that all right?
Yes. Have a nice time. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh,